Good morning, everyone. This is Trinity Scott, and I'm here to explain where I started my journey 3 years ago. And basically, what I'm going to talk about is empowerment, direction, and follow through. So, those were the three things that I needed in order to change my direction, change my mindset, and change the type of people that I allow around me and in my life. Okay, so the first place that I started was I made a list of all the things that I wanted to do, and I had to figure out what was the best path to get there. So for me, I wanted to finish my bachelor's degree. I have an associate's degree in general education, and I have an associate's degree in paralegal studies. I've worked like most of my adult life, and I knew that I had the skill set in order to project myself forward, not only in compensation, but experience and what I was able to bring to the table. So I knew I wanted to go to school. So that was one thing. The other thing was I wanted to dissolve toxic relationships, friendships, all of that. And though my friendships weren't toxic, because I have really good friends, I really do. And I feel that friends, I've had some of the best conversations with people I've never met in person. However, I can say that those people were very encouraging to me to keep moving forward on my path to make my life better. So that's why I consider them friends, because what they said to me helped me go forward. So though I haven't met some of you, you did make an impact on my life, and that is phenomenal. I mean, it's better than some of the people that I share blood with, because I have a saying, I have lots of relatives, very little family. Family are people I don't have a bloodline with, who I'm friends with, who I've met at work, or when I used to go to church, or work, church, school. Yeah, school. Different schools I've been to, the ones I mostly finished earlier, and the one I'm attending now. However, those are my family. You know, family to me are people who are actively engaged in my life. It doesn't have to be in person. It's just the dialogue and the give and take, and offering me criticism, opening my mind to something that's other than my perspective, and correction, because I always need correction. So I'm not the kind of person, you can't tell me shit. I might say it, but I know better, that my brain isn't the best one. I have enough issues as is, and I really embrace people that aren't afraid to check me on my shit, because that's, to me, that tells me that they really do care. Because I don't want to be around people that just want to tell me stuff and stroke my ego, because I don't want to continue to be stagnant and not learn and just stay in my own little box of my perception. Because my perception could be 180% wrong, and it has been wrong, and it'll continue to be wrong. Because I know that as I change and I'm receptive to different experiences and different environments, then my perspective will change. And just because I haven't changed my mind at that instant, I heard you. I will probably think about it later, before I go to bed, when I get up in the morning, when I'm walking my dog, when I'm looking at something online, or there'll be a headline that'll make me think. Could be something someone posts that like hits me in the back of my head, and it's like, dang, you need to really take a look at that and rewire your thinking. So I'm not that pigeon-headed where it's like, I'm going to do it this way and blah, blah, blah. Certain things I am, because I have to protect myself. I have to protect my vulnerabilities. I have to protect my insecurities, and I have to protect my physicality of me. Yeah, I need to protect that. So that part won't change. I'm starting to like animals more than people. Never thought that happened. I didn't understand the bond between people and their pets, but now I understand they don't care what you look like. They're always the same. The same. It doesn't matter if you forgot to feed them on time or if there wasn't as much water. And they don't care. They just want to be in your presence, and that's it. So that's enough of that. So empowerment, trying to stay on task. First thing I did after I figured out those three things, empowerment, direction, and follow through, was empowerment. I was working at a local government and I met a plethora of people. I mean, people I'm still in contact with. Some I'm not, and it's not because I don't like them. It's just, I've had to shut down one Facebook, open another, shut another one down because I need to focus on my bottom line, which is my money, my journey, and retirement, official retirement. So I wanted to empower myself where I don't have to take shitty jobs. I don't want a Mick job. I want a career. Or nothing, because I'm not going to be anyone's peon. If I have the ability to do something and you deny me, then I'm going to go around you. And I'm going to go around you with my knowledge, with my aptitude, and with my strengths. I'm not going to, break the chain of command. I'm not going to come into your office and blah, act all stupid. I decided 2018, that was the last time someone was going to put a monkey wrench in what I felt I wanted to do, which I like training. I like to learn from people that I'm trying to teach. And I also enjoy watching the growth not only in me, but that person, and team building and working together and having an astounding output that just makes people drop their jaw and say, how'd you guys do that? And I've had some great supervisors, and I have learned a lot. Because a lot of negative stuff I've received, I took it on myself when it's mostly about them. So I may get mad for a minute, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, F you forever. Well, there are some people that's F you forever, but they either did one of three things. They stole my money, lied to me to get money, or disrespect me, make fun of me, make fun of my journey, and all of that stuff. Because tables always turn, so always remember that. The person you're laughing at today is the person you might want to talk to or work with, but you already burned that bridge. And what empowers people is building bridges and connections. That's something I've always said, and that's something my professors have always admired about me, because I didn't make my journey about me. I make it about my connections and bridge building. And I've seen a meme that someone that is related to me, because you're not family related, to me says something like, I burn bridges, sage, and cannabis. And you got to be a damn fool to burn bridges, because I've always had to cross over the same bridges I walked over. So I don't make a trail of fire. I make a trail of bonds. That's what I do. Some people don't have that ability, and hopefully they can. But I don't use people. I don't force myself on people. And please don't force yourself on me, because I got my own issues with that. People wanting to demand my time, or demand that I do this for them or do that for them. And that's the quickest way to turn me off. Haven't had that happen in the last 3 years. You know, I haven't had anyone do that. So with the empowerment, staying on task, sort of, what I did was like, who am I? I want to figure out, who am I? I cannot do anything until I figure out who I am. So what I did was I have notes here. I took personality tests. So Myers-Briggs has a personality test. I think it's 16, might be more personalities. Figure out if I was an introvert, extrovert. I already knew I was an introvert. I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. That's how I describe it. Because when I'm comfortable, I can talk your head off. I'll tell you all kinds of stuff you didn't want to hear. Don't care. That means just tell me to shut up. I know how to shut up. So, yeah, I appreciate that. Shut up. Yeah, I'll be quiet. And I won't even be mad because I can get in those moods where I'm because I got all these ideas in my head and I'm in the moment and just wanting to talk. Gets old. So I took a personality test. Myers-Briggs are the women who came up with the test. Doesn't surprise me. Myers-Briggs. And when I first took the test in 2019, I was kind of late taking a test, but it's free. It's free online. It's in my bio, the link. It's 16personalities.com. So when I first took it, I scored as an INTJ. I'm looking down at my dog, sorry. He just walked out the bathroom. INTJ. Introvert. I forgot what the N was. But anyways, you'll look it up. You'll look it up. INTJ. So just to show how much I've changed, I took the test again this morning. I'm ISFJ. So I'll go into that in my next video in more detail. So I wanted to figure out who I was and get a general guideline of what makes me tick, where my strengths were, what my weaknesses were personality-wise. I don't have a personality, probably. Oh, well. So then after that, I took a strengths test. And I don't remember what it's called, but I linked it in my bio. It's your top 5 strengths. And my top 5 were, I took the test this morning. I wish I would have done this a couple years ago because then I'd see where I changed. But I think it's the only thing, I don't think anything's probably changed. But I didn't take the test a few years ago. But for my strengths, I'm a deliverer. I'm not bringing you food. Self-believer, peacekeeper, commander, and storyteller. So my stories can go anyway, so I apologize. But that's just how I am for now, because I'm a work in progress. So I prefaced this YouTube video channel with a podcast I started late summer. It wasn't quite 21st, 22nd, whenever fall starts. And it's quite graphic. My choice of words isn't desirable, but I learned from the best. I learned from the best. So there's a link to my podcast too. I have not posted to it like I wanted to, but now that I'm at the end of the road with schooling and I am, well, as far as my undergrad, I'm at the end of the road, I am able to commit time-wise to it. I did make a recording last night. It's on 5 different platforms, or 6. It's on Breaker, Anchor, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast. There's a few others. I gotta link those up. But mostly on Anchor. That's where I would go. Is the Reset 3. links in the bio. I'm not good with all this www.scratchmyneck.com. I got too much stuff to remember. Too many things to write down. So that's empowerment. When you know who you are, you can find your direction, and you can find which steps you need to take to get there. So I have a list, me and my best friend, male best friend, have a list of strategic things we need to do to totally kill 2021. And every week, sometimes twice a week, we meet up on the phone and we go through each other's lists, and we exchange lists, and he's on my shit and I'm on his shit, because we have stuff to do. We have things we really set out to do, desire to do, to move our families forward financially, intellectually, and to live in our own power. So nothing's going to happen if you're sitting around watching TV all day. If you bitch, moaning, complaining, scratching pimples on your ass, that's not going to make anything happen for you. Action is what works, and you have to take action. So the journey is not short, but the steps are small to get yourself where you want to go. And you can't think about, oh, it's going to be 2 years before that happens. Check this out. We're almost at day 7 of February. A week ago, we were in January, which is the longest month of the year. My son's birthday is in January, so no shade towards you, but that's a long month. I don't care what anybody said. Every year, I'm losing my mind around the 20th. I'm like, are you for real? I should have turned my Do Not Disturb on my phone, because I'm getting all these messages. But I say that to say this. Once you follow through with your goals, the small steps, and they have to be realistic steps. I will give you an example. I'm going to try to make this story under five minutes, because I want to end this video before some of you pass out from boredom. So, follow through. When I moved to Oceanside, I knew I wanted to go to college. So there were several things I needed to do. I needed to make a list. First off, transcripts. So I got the transcripts of my schools, and they, of course, sealed, so I didn't mess with them. Figured out where I wanted to go. Went to my voc rehab counselor at the VA in San Diego. This is the part that upsets me, but I'm not going to get into it to where I get upset. Okay, so 2004, I started National University. I was scheduled for 23 classes. I was a psychology major, minor in criminal justice administration. I was scheduled for 23 classes. I finished 20 and I quit because my ex was jealous, saying I wasn't really doing homework. I was probably meeting up with guys. Really? Okay. But my stupid ass went ahead and quit school. Oh, I'll go back later. 12, 13 years later, I don't have anything to prove to any of these dudes. No offense to guys, but I don't have anything to prove. Like it, lump it, leave it, whatever. But I can't believe I was that. I do believe it. I believe it. I was that stupid to come from 3 classes from getting my psychology degree with my friends, who I did my senior project. I did a 35-page senior project. I did all of that. I just had 3 funky classes left: biological, psychology, some other type of psychology, and then statistics. That was it. That was it. That was it. And my dumb ass put the relationship in front of the relationship with myself. A lot of times I want to kick my own ass, I really do. But I'm not going to dwell on that, because I'm in the same situation now. So, went to voc rehab for the VA. They say, yeah, we'll pay for you to go to college. And I'm like, yay! They're like, but you got to change your major. I'm like, what? Why? What? Because 3 classes in that catalog, averaged out to 5 to 8 classes, which I'm like, okay, 5 to 8 classes. I'm ready to rock and roll. This, that. I have to watch him. This, that, and the other. So she's like, I'm sorry, but you cannot go to school for psychology. I'm like, why not? I said, it'll be, less money. 8 classes max, boom, Well, since you have PTSD, anxiety disorder, what else do I have? I had a lot of stuff. I have sleep issues. I have so many issues. Anyways, I have so many issues, but the main thing is the PTSD and the anxiety attacks disorder. And I have a TBI. So these started in the Army when I was injured at the grenade range. Nothing blew up on me. I threw my grenades, bam. It was someone being careless, caused me to fall when we were double time into the other side. I was in the hospital, had a bad concussion, slurred speech, in the hospital for 3 days to a week. I have bad migraines. I have migraines every day. The magnitude of it varies. Like right now I have one, but it's not like the worst one. So I'm trying to laugh my way through it. Anyways, so I'm like, so you're telling me you'd rather spend $33,000 in tuition plus $900 a month for me to pass each class to me personally. You'd rather do that than pay for 8 classes max? She said that due to the guidelines of the VA, I can't do anything in psychology because it's triggering. Really? All the problems I hear for free and listen to for free and advise for free. You trying to tell me I can't get paid doing that? Hey, I'm not in charge. I'm not the chief, I'm the Indian. I'm just trying to get there. So they signed me up. I went to my personality type, and since I like to teach, I chose organizational leadership, which is like a psychology degree in business, which to me is a good fit because I'm very much into finding talent, retaining talent, and keeping that talent viable. I believe employers do a very bad job of, no, not employers, I won't say it that general. Supervisors have a very huge responsibility to provide an environment where people feel they have worth. And that's what I want to do. I am, and I'm also a negotiator because I have solved, mediated a lot of angst between people because I can find a common ground between them and interface those two. Maybe they're not best friends. I'm good at negotiating. I'm good at that. So those are two of my strengths that I found out about as I moved along in my college career. So, yeah, I think it's a total waste that they spent $33,000 plus $900 and something a month each month just for me to pass my classes. I think that's a waste. But hey, it helped my bottom line. I just feel that I could have finished my master's already. But that's okay because only God knows what I needed to see, endure, feel, good or bad, to get me to where I am now. So right now, I'm in an IEP program with my career counselor. because I haven't worked in almost 3 years. I haven't worked full-time in almost 3 years. So that backstory is I got hired as a recruiter. Loved it. I freaking loved that job. But I got hired in February. And then I got laid off in March when I came back from Houston. I got laid off when I came back from Houston due to not being an essential worker, because I was a recruiter. I was going to different campuses. I was meeting new people. I was by myself. Nobody was all up in my face. I was just doing things the way I was instructed to do. And I met so many students, and it was so much fun, and it got taken away from me. So then a few months later, I was talking to my son, my youngest son. I was like, I wonder if I qualify for unemployment. And one day in May, I applied, I think May 1st. And I'm not committing fraud, so don't even try it. Y'all some haters, some of you. I applied. And they sent me a card a week later, and I checked it, and it was like $6,000 on that card. So I was like, whoop, time to invest some more. So I started investing more and more and more and more and more. I'll talk to you more about cryptocurrency, but very vague. I'm not giving any tutorials as far as from my point of view, because I'm not an expert. I just follow what my sons do. So that's what I do. But yeah. Wow. What a year that was. I would much rather have kept my job, which, that just gave me a taste of where I wanted to go. So I would have some follow through. So technically, I should probably have 2 bachelor's degrees. That's the moral of the story. One of the morals of the story. Don't allow bullshit relationships to dictate your path. If someone has a problem with you studying, get rid of them. If they're your husband, renegotiate. I'll say that. Can I say that? Silas, can I say that? You don't care. Renegotiate. I don't see how anyone can have a problem. Excuse me, because I get too excited. I don't see how anyone can have a problem with you bringing more resources into your home. Are you serious? But anyways, they weren't meant to be here for me to be the best me that I'm going to be, that I am. I'm just going to get better. Hopefully. So that's my conclusion of this video. So empowerment, direction, and follow through. Start with those tests. Figure out where you fall. I'll talk to you about my weaknesses coming up. Any critiques or any suggestions, email me at 323talk@gmail.com. You can leave a comment. You can subscribe. If you really feel sorry for a jobless veteran who's in college, you can donate. That information is in my bio, in my about screen. Venmo, Cash App, see what else? PayPal, all that's in there. You can send a check or money order to my P.O. Box in Oceanside. It would very much be appreciated. And that's just where I am right now. Hopefully my platform will look better next year than it is this year. And I just want everyone to live in their truth. And it's never too late to change. You should live in your truth, empower yourself, and have some follow through. I don't know what else to tell you. So before I make this 29-minute video longer, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Peace, love, and light.